What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So if you've been watching the news, you've seen Lindsey Graham talking about this war, this conflict, whatever they're calling it nowadays. But he's really doubling down on this. And I want to talk a little bit about this because I've talked about South Carolina before. I've talked about the fact that he's running for Senate again. And you have a lot of people in South Carolina that they're pretty much fed up with Lindsey Graham. They want something different. They want someone new. And the fact that Lindsey Graham is doubling down on the situation in Iran, this could do one of two things. This could help Lindsey Graham in South Carolina, but this could also hurt Lindsey Graham in South Carolina. So we're going to break all this down, and we'll take a look at the Senate map as well, because when it comes to Lindsey Graham, if we were to see South Carolina go blue, or at least Lindsey Graham lose his seat in South Carolina, that could have a major impact on who controls the Senate. So that's what we're going to focus on in this video. But first off, you guys can do me a favor. Please like the video. And if you're watching this video and you want to see more content like this, please consider subscribing to the channel. Okay, so before we get started, I do want to mention, yesterday I posted a video and it was flickering. I don't know why it was doing that. I edited the video, posted it. I didn't see any problems. Then after the fact, I started seeing that flicker. So hopefully in this video, you won't see that, but that was brought to my attention. Anytime you guys see things like that, if the sound's off or you see flickering, let me know. That way I can make those corrections. So the first thing I want to talk about, I want to take a look at some of the polling. And this polling was done in November between November 21st and 22nd of 2025. This is the latest information when it comes to polling that we have on this Senate race. And so as soon as we get some more current data, I will do another video, but this is all we have. This is a PPP poll here, and they polled 704 South Carolina voters. Margin of error here is 3.7%. Now, we've looked at this before, but I want to go over this again. And if this polling is correct, it's showing some vulnerability for Lindsey Graham. Okay, so when it comes to Lindsey Graham, a generic Democrat against a generic Democrat, Lindsey Graham is at 41%. The generic Democrat is at 39%. So as I'm stating, this is what? +2. +2 for Lindsey Graham. He is the incumbent. So if you're an incumbent and you're +2, you're going to be worried about that, because as an incumbent, you should have an advantage. And right now, it's a slight advantage. If you really want to look at it, it's within that margin of error of 3.7%. Now, against Dr. Annie Andrews, he is at 42%. She's at 36%. So he has a +6 against her. Now, even to go a step further, when we start looking at approval, disapproval, back then, the approval was 28% for Lindsey Graham. Disapproval was at 54%. So the vast majority of South Carolinians disapprove of what Senator Graham is doing. And then to go even a step further, 60% of South Carolinians say that it's time for someone new. So they think it's time for Lindsey Graham to go. And then only 14% say that Lindsey Graham should be reelected. And then as a result of that, now we're seeing Lindsey Graham out there really on this war path, out there talking about this war in Iran. And every time I see him, that's what he's talking about. And so he's going all in on this.
And we're going to win.
All
Israel
right,
and the United States, you just wait to see what comes in the next 2 weeks.
The next 2 weeks, meaning what?
We're going to blow the hell out of these people. This regime is in a death row now. It is going to be on its knees. It's going to fall. And when it falls, we're going to have peace like no other time. We're going to have prosperity unlike anyone could ever imagine. Peace brings prosperity. You can't do it by talking. The Democrats criticize this operation. They didn't do a damn thing. These men and women in the military should make us all proud.
Senator, are we at war? Is the U.S. at war, Senator?
Why do we know we're in an undeclared state of war? Anytime you kill a soldier at war, go tell the families of the victims of IED we're not at war with Iran. It's an undeclared state of war. Tell the Marines, 220, we're not at war. We're at war with Iran. We've been at war for a long. They've been at war with us. We're finally at war with them. It's an undeclared state of war. I'm glad we're finally taking this regime on. We negotiated with nothing to show for it. This guy's a religious Nazi. He's not normal. Hitler wasn't normal. The people who thought Hitler were normal, you were wrong. The people think this guy's normal, you were wrong. We're going to collapse this regime for the use of military force. And if you don't like it, cut off funding.
But Trump administration says we're not at war. Are we at war or not, Senator?
We don't have to do that. We've only declared war 5 times in the history of the country. There's no need to declare war here. We're going to let this president do what every other president's done. Had 130 military operations since the War Powers Act without congressional approval. This idea that somehow Trump is the bad guy needs to stop. You have all the authority in the world to do these operations. When Bush 41 went into Panama, nobody said anything about it. When Clinton went into Haiti, nobody said anything about it. Now is the time to let our military finish the job that should have been started a long time ago. If you don't think this guy would kill us all, you're crazy.
Do you think
If you don't think if he would use a nuclear weapon, you're just ignoring, since 1979, the history of this regime.
Is it okay, Senator? Is it okay to attack a naval ship if we're not? Is it okay to attack a naval ship if we're not in a declared war? As the U.S.
That's the
did
dumbest
today.
question I've ever heard. They're killing Americans. We should have done it a long time ago.
So it's
They're
okay.
attacking our bases. We're going to collapse this regime. So
Aren't
we're
they attacking
supposed
the
to
bases
sit there and
because the
let
U.S.
fire
struck
missiles
first?
and do nothing? That's the dumbest question anybody's ever
But
had.
didn't the U.S. strike first, Senator? The U.S. struck first.
Now, the fact that Lindsey Graham is going all in on this could have some major implications because, look, if the war goes well, which it's already not going well because people are starting to see the reality of war. They're starting to see the casualties. They're starting to see the fact that it's costing a lot of money. They're starting to see that gas prices are increasing. And next we'll see food prices increasing. We're going to see everything increasing. Inflation will go up as a result of this. Even if it's temporary, we're still going to see that rise. And the latest polling with regards to this war is showing that people do not want this. The vast majority of the American people don't want this. The vast majority of the American people don't understand the mission. They don't understand why we're even going to war to begin with. And so for Lindsey Graham to double down on this, this could impact the 2026 midterm election for him. Now, I want to take a look at the Senate map because the reason why this is important is because South Carolina could be in play if this continues, if we start to see more polling coming out showing Lindsey Graham underwater, or more polling coming out showing Lindsey Graham is in trouble. And so if we look at this map, right now, Democrats and independents are at 47, Republicans are at 53. If South Carolina were in play, because this is basically the way I think it'll play out. I think North Carolina will go to the Democrats. I think Democrats have a good possibility of winning Maine and Alaska. So these three states right here would put Democrats at 50, Republicans at 50. Now, of course, Republicans would still have the majority because the vice president breaks the tie and the vice president is a Republican. And this scenario is very doable for Democrats, winning North Carolina, winning Maine, and winning Alaska. Now they need to win one other state. And we've talked about this before. Texas is now in play, I believe. Ohio is now in play. I think even Iowa could be in play. But South Carolina, right now they're not talking about South Carolina being in play. But as I stated, if we're looking at that polling and if we have more polling that's coming out showing us some of the same information, then South Carolina could be in play. And the fact that you have Lindsey Graham doubling down on the war, we could potentially see a very, very tight race, and we could see a Democrat with a real chance of winning in South Carolina. And even just last month, we saw Lindsey Graham out there begging for money. He was begging for money because he was saying that he was being outspent and people were raising more money than him and all of this.
There are millions of people watching. If you can give $10, $20, whatever you can give, I'm going to take half that money and give it to my fellow Republicans to hold the Senate. If we hold the Senate, we get judges through. If we have the Senate, I'll be Judiciary Chairman in 27, and we'll get the train running again for judges. LindseyGraham.com. You can pray, you can volunteer, but please give. We're getting wiped out financially. I don't know where the hell all this money is coming from, but everybody out there, if you can help tonight. The money goes to a good cause. It's going to save our country. God bless Donald Trump. We're not backing up. We're going to be right.
And so that was another clue to Lindsey Graham might be in trouble. We might be seeing a change in South Carolina. And if we did see that change, I'll just show you on the map. So if we did see that change, South Carolina went blue. That could be the state that pushes Democrats over the top and gives them control of the Senate in 2026. And so I want to know what you guys think about all this. Do you think Lindsey Graham is in trouble? Are you seeing the same things that I'm seeing with Lindsey Graham all over these different news outlets talking about the war, and then just last month begging for campaign funding? So is it just me? Or are you guys seeing the same thing? Let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more. And remember, stay informed, stay engaged, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye. So that's all we have for this video. Make sure if you guys want to send me an email, you can do that, david@thetecshow.com. Like the video, subscribe for more, and check out these videos over here for some more great content. Talk to you later. Bye.